Sean Reardon, and here's a recording of the SolidWorks model that I made. So this is a current detail of the house. Um, just to be noted, this corner is the back right, so this is the back of the house, one of the windows. I deleted one of the levels, so it should be up three floors. We'll use those space up here, but it would have just been unnecessary because it shows the connection detail here between the ceiling and the roof. So I found it just to show better detail that I'll get rid of it. Okay, so let's start at the bottom. I have my hardcore. There's an image of a hardcore from Trevor Hickey's book. I just embedded the image onto it, so it gives it a different effect. And I found an image of pea gravel and then sand blinding. So this is just sand, so it shows the two layers. My strip foundation, my ring beam, and this is my Viking L strip foundation with the breakdown barrier wrapping around under, so it wraps around over as well. And I cut a hole in the side here to show the OSB with the airtight layer. So this is my weatherproofing layer. So the tape there is to ensure that it's weatherproofed in between the gaps, so each sheet is separate. If you can see the highlighted orange, it's a separate sheet on each one, so I just decided to show the tape gapping between. So yeah, this is the EPS 300s and the EPS 100s, and your cast concrete floor with reinforced concrete or reinforced steel. This is the manufactured I-beam, so I created like two blocks. This is all made in one assembly, so it's easier to adjust, but I gave it the effect so that you can see the two end blocks and the center OSB. It's a 50 by 75, and it's at 500 centers, except over the door, because it's just to split the difference, but over here it's 500 centers throughout the house. Then I have my quilted insulation, and you see the lintel over the door. That's a manufactured I-beam lintel. So I'll just go normal to see better. So this is the timber lintel, the internal lintel, and there's a gap here for the external lintel. I just removed it so that you can see other things a bit better. That you can see the cavity closer going around, and the door with the insulation and the window going through it. And this is the drain going out the front door, so it wraps under the or over the EPS 300 for the door, so it's a different style. It cuts out at 45 later, rather than having a step and a flat. It just goes straight down at 45, and this goes with it. So I'll go over to the air tightness. So this blue layer here is the air tightness layer. So I cut it like this, goes up and down, just to show it wrapping around over here and wrapping around under the door. So it kind of glitches a bit, but you can see that the air tightness layer wraps down and down there, and it's taped on. And if you look over here, you can see that it goes over the head plate of the bottom floor and outside the end plate of the ceiling. And it goes under then again and wraps up to the next floor, and then it continues and does the same and goes up through the roof. I just decided to remove it there so that I can strip back more and show more detail up in this section. So this is my surface cavity detail. I have insulation running on along behind this, so if I component, you can see the insulation and the surface cavity with the alternate battens going through, and it would be running along this wall as well, but I just removed it so I can see more detail with the rest of the house. So yeah, I'll put that back, and then go up. Yeah, you can see the insulation and the I-beams, and here's just the I-beams without the insulation, so you can see the spacing and its relation to the sole plate of that floor. And the OSB as the base flooring, and you'd put your flooring on top of that. So now we go to the roof. This is at a 20 degree pitch. Let's go normal to 20-degree pitch with my monopitch roof. So I decided to do this corner because it shows the eaves rather than having the roof go down this way and then having the eaves kind of floating over. I decided it'll look better to have the eaves on the side of the wall. So this is a zinc roof with integrated drainage, so that's not overhanging on the fascia on the side. So it's kind of more sleek, so you don't see it from the outside or from down below. You'll only see it if you look from above. So yeah, it wraps around with your fascia and flashing, and you have your soffit underneath that's vented. So it needs to be vented because timber can rot if it's not vented. So that's why I have cross battens. I'll do this again. So you have your venting batten here. I put it burning down so that the air can flow through it, and I have my cross battens then that are insulated, so that it adds an extra layer of insulation. So it's a hot roof rather than a cold roof. It has less thermal bridging. And then you have your OSB on top and your roof felt. I just put a Sega logo on it, and then it's your zinc sheeting. So zinc. It would have been kind of a waste to see the wrapping around, but we'll say on the male side you'd have a hook, and then on the female side you just have a flat, so that you hook the male over the female connection and bend it to close it off, and the end result we'll see roughly like this. So it'll be just a bump, flat, and a bump, and continue on. And I put this over here because on an overhang of a roof you can't do the same thing as you did on this side, because you have no supporting wall here, so you have to have these battens going across extended from your last two rafters so that it's supported enough, and it has an overhang because of shading. And you can go here and see the ceiling. So these are 50 by 50s because that's just the ceiling standard that was recommended. I did a bit of research, and the same OSB webbing with the hole running through here through the insulation as well for pipe ducting for the MHRV or lights or whatever you need. And the window detail is similar enough to the door detail with the lintel. It's just more insulated because it's easier to insulate under the frame a bit better, but there should be insulation on there as well underneath the door. It's a threshold insulation, but I think it just keeps glitching out every time I do it. And you can have the cavity closer and the window. That's quad glazed. It's the standard that I picked. It was from Canada, and it gave me very good U values. Yeah, so that's the detail. And I have, for the roof, I just have a reinforced cross batten here, so it'll help with flex. And also you're running this way and on the base as well. Yeah, hope this is good enough. Let's analyze it. Give it a bit of a rotation. Thanks.